Hello, what's up? I just finished a journal and we're gonna go through it. I haven't posted for a while. It's been like 2 weeks or so. Things have been weird. And I'm here to film now that I've finished this book. If you have watched my videos before, you might know that I used to have like a crazy journal setup and like I had a bunch of methods and whatever to follow and like a billion different books. For the last month, I've been in this one sketchbook / journal, and I just finished it 2 days ago. So we're gonna go through it. This is a really exciting book for me. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, we're just gonna go through it. Maybe I can give you some inspo or something. I don't know. Just give you something to watch. Also, I hope the audio isn't too bad. I'm filming on my little crappy camera, and I usually have a mic with it. But I don't want to do that. So, anyway, here we go. This is a moleskin sketchbook. I have a sticker. These are my stickers for the little ghosties that I make. Jack Skellington, 2024, and then this says, "And so it begins," which is a quote from, probably from somewhere else, but for me, the quote comes from Fantastic Mr. Fox. So, that's what that is. Let's just get to it. I've had this book for a long time. As you can see, this says October 2017, so I've had this book in my possession for a while, and I just never used it. And I even wrote little notes in it, like here it says, "Ha, psych, it's 2019 now, and I never did Inktober 2017, and then I wrote the same thing in 2023, and then I wrote the same thing in 2024 when I tried to use these books. But now, I finally used it. I saw multiple videos actually about the importance of having a notebook that's very messy and not super perfect, So that's kind of the inspo for this book, and I did that. A lot of the stuff in here is very messy and it's scattered about, so that's why I think I like it so much, because I don't have any pressure on it. And yeah, so right here I have a little tag. This is how I archive my books when I'm done with them, so that I know what book is what. All of my notebooks are numbered and there's a whole indexing system and whatever. So here is the front page. This is where I have my legend of different things to write, and I'll tag them. I don't usually do it, but every once in a while I do. This is the first spread. It's just a bunch of random blurbs. This was when I was first getting back into this book and trying to use it, so I just pasted some things in here and I wrote little notes. A lot of this was written while I was in standstill traffic in my car, so I just wrote nonsense, gibberish. This is a sheet that was for planning out a sketchbook or a comic strip that I never did, but this was from 2023. So this page I didn't do recently, but it was in there. This is where everything starts with the book. I have a Spirit Halloween coupon, list of things to do, some stickers, a little blurb. This is a sketch for a sculpture that I made for my friend Grace's birthday. So I sketched it out. I took this to Disneyland with me for Grace's birthday, and I wrote in it, and I drew in it while we were in line, and I stuck some things into it, and yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, I like bringing it with me places. I feel like I'm reading a book for story time. This is when I took my journal to a Claro concert, so back-to-back crazy events. I just put the little bracelet things, I don't know, and doodled about. This is where I started to draw in this book. If you don't know, I'm an artist. I do illustrations and I'm writing a book and animation. I'm stuttering on my words so much today, I don't know why. But this is when I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to try and draw and learn proper techniques, because I don't know how to draw properly. And these don't look good, especially this one. I'm just going to cover it up because I don't like it. But I was starting to experiment, and then that's what a lot of this book is. It's just experimenting and trying different things and sketching thumbnails for commissions. This has a list of different videos to do, stuff like that. This is Asteroid's birthday spread. Asteroid is my original character, if you don't know. And his birthday was on September 12th. Oh my gosh, oops. September 12th is his birthday. And so I sketched a little comic strip that I never finished. And just wrote a little journal entry about it. And yeah, this page is a mess. This is where I was practicing cursive and writing, because I go through crazy time periods where I hate my writing, and other times I don't mind it, and other times I'm trying to figure out a new style of writing to do because I don't like it. But yeah, this one has some songs that I was listening to at the moment, a receipt from the car wash that I went to, just a couple little blurb notes. This is a big list of things to journal about when I don't know what to write about, but I'm not going to show you any of that because some of it is important to me. Again, a lot of this book just has like random doodles and nothing of importance, and I just kind of write down random facts that I find interesting, or I don't know, stuff like that. These are just doodles. Get some more. These are 5-minute studies, so I gave myself 5 minutes to sketch these out really quickly, and then I journaled something else. This page is going to be all for foxes, but I never finished it, and I never will, because I'm done with this book. A lot of these things also are from Pinterest. Like, this is not my own design. That's from Pinterest. Most of these illustrations are from Pinterest, and then I just copy them into my journal. I did draw all of them, but they're not my original work. It's just for me. And you can do that in your own sketchbook, but don't go and post about it saying it's someone else's, or saying your work is someone else's. I hear a baby. There's no baby in this house. I don't know what that is. This is for Blisstober, which was my October drawing challenge that I didn't do. I don't know. I try not to be upset about it, but I am upset that I didn't do it. This has notes for an interview that I did. This is notes for a different video that I also never filmed. And this taped up section is like 5 or so pages, and it is to be opened on my birthday in 2029. So, granted that I remember to do that, that'll be cool to read. I don't remember what I wrote in here now. Here is a charcoal sketch of Ethel Cain. You're going to see a few more of these. I started getting into charcoal this last month or so. Super fun. I love it, and I just think it's a good medium. I don't know, I've never really used it before, and the whole point of this book, again, is to experiment and just draw and write and scribble, whatever. I can journal in it, I can take notes for school in it, I can do my tax information in it. I did that. We'll get to that. I'm obviously not going to show you, but I did that. This page is a mess. I don't know what the hell this is. I was going through it. I hated my handwriting, and I was getting a little stressed out in this book, so I just scribbled. Here's a little sketch of some little rat that I also found on Instagram. And this is a storyboard for a little animation that I'm still going to do, so I'm not going to show you up close because I do want to do that eventually. This was thumbnails for Blisstober, which I, again, did not do, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't need to freak out. This is notes from a tarot spread, and then this was just a day out, and I pasted this little guitar pick in it. And this page, I really like this page, which to you doesn't mean anything, but to me it means a lot. This is a study on tarot cards in relation to my 3 main characters, Astrid, Otto, and Lucille. One of the prompts for Blisstober was tarot cards, and I wanted to make them into a tarot card, so I did a bunch of research on specific tarot cards and which tarot card I think represents each character the best. So I still want to do that, and I will eventually, but yeah, I just like having all this information about these tarot cards and how they relate to the characters' stories. Here's some more sketches. This was for Blistober. So is this. This is, oh, here they are. This is the seal. This is Otto. He's a little robot. And this is Asteroid. He's a little moon alien. The seal is a human. And I drew them as the Wizard of Oz for the first day of Blistober. This page has a little journal entry, a little plague doctor, and then this was all notes on my Patreon that I'm gonna use to revamp it. Some other random stuff. I love to paste things in here. Grace got this R.E.M. Beauty Wicked collab, and she gave me the box because I love Wicked, and I'm excited for the movie. And yeah, this is a ticket to Bates Nut Farm. This page is really empty. This one just has some notes for GarageBand and chord progressions that I really liked, as well as some notes on a couple Ethel Cain songs, just like what I noticed about the structure of her music and what types of instruments come in at certain times and what instruments she likes to use, because I was trying to make a ambient track that was similar to that vibe for a video. This is a Patreon reward list, so I'm not going to show you that. And these are sketches for trading cards of my characters. So here we have Asteroid as the Scarecrow, Lucille as Dorothy, and then Otto as the Tin Man, which I never finished. And then this page is also blank. This one just has a bunch of random notes of different things. And yeah, this page is just a mess. There's just a bunch of crazy random notes of a bunch of different things, stuff for work. I have just like a to-do list. These were a bunch of orders that I needed to fulfill. Yeah. I'm gonna try to cover up a lot of this, but this is a sketch of Ethel Cain right here, as well as this one. This one is charcoal, and I really, really like this one. I think this one came out really cool. So that was my second charcoal drawing ever, and I don't know, I think it's pretty nice. And this is the last page, which is another charcoal drawing of Ethel Cain for the new album era. And this last little chunk right here is all just journal entries, so it's just straight up words right here, and I'm not going to show you that for obvious reasons. But then the last page, I just did this little the end thing, and that is actually the end title sequence from The Wizard of Oz, because that's one of my favorite movies. So yeah. And okay, well, the very, very last page is a bunch of pen tests. I just write, with a bunch of different pens when I get them and see which ones I like the most. But yeah, that is my completed journal, sketchbook, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have a word for it. I just kind of call it my journal. And that's the first real journal I've ever finished. I used to use the Traveler's Notebook setup, which is this thing. Right now it doesn't have the inserts in it, and it has a Hobonichi Weeks in it, but that's what I used to use. And I finished one of those front to back. I've never finished anything front to back apart from that insert that one time, which was last year. But this is the first ever book I finished front to back, so I'm really proud of this one. And also this is the one that felt the most necessary for me, and like I feel like it happened at the right time, and I learned that I don't need to be so strict with all of the books that I use and everything. I just need to use it. I feel like I avoid using the books that I have, especially if I buy a nicer one. So I learned a lot by using this one, and I have drawn so much more than I've ever drawn in my life, and I'm creating all the time, so I owe everything about my future to this book, because it's something that I'm going to keep doing for the rest of my life. This is the first time I've ever been consistent in a book. I started this on September 5th, and I finished it on October 27th. So, pretty quick turnaround. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been that consistent. I also made it the one rule that I had for that book is that I am taking it everywhere that I go. No exceptions. It doesn't matter if I'm just running down to the store to get a soda and coming back. The book goes everywhere. And if I can't take the book into somewhere for whatever reason, I'm just not going to go. Like, that's the rule is the book has to go with me everywhere that I go. Anywhere that my phone is going to go, the book has to go with me too. So I think that's also why it was easy to reach for it. But now that that one's done, I have to find a new one. And I think I'm going to be using this one, which is a lot thicker, but the pages are thinner. This one has like 450 pages or something, which is a lot. That one I think only had like 70 pages in it. And I'm a little nervous. The other thing I don't love about this book, this is also a Moleskine. This is a Moleskine expanded notebook, and the pages in here are thinner than the other one, because the other one is a proper sketchbook, so it has really thick pages. But this one doesn't have thick pages, so a lot of the things that I write in here, ghost, which is like when you can see the words, see you can see the words through the page. I don't love that. I actually kind of despise it, but I think I'm going to force myself to just use it, and I'm going to tell myself that if I draw on a page and I draw something that I like, that the following page, it's okay if I skip it and leave it blank just so that I don't have something behind it. Like in here, I can just leave this side blank, and then I don't have to worry about things coming through the front. But because there's so many pages, I'm going to feel okay doing that. And then maybe one day, once I photograph everything that I want to photograph in here or document, I will go back and fill them in. But yeah, this was the first page that I did in here. It's happening to everybody. Another quick little charcoal sketch of Ethel Cain. And yeah, I used to use the front of this book for my art shop. And I was using that all of this year, so I didn't really use that much of it. And my entire premise is to find books that I already have and go through all of them until I buy a new book. So this was the next one that I wanted to use. I've also really been wanting to have... I went on a crazy witch hunt to find this book this time last year, honestly. And I went to a bunch of different bookstores and Barnes & Nobles to find specifically the red expanded Moleskine with plain paper. I don't want the one that has dot grid, don't want the ones that have lined paper, I don't want the ones that have grid paper, I wanted blank. So it was a lot harder for me to find than you would think. I don't know if that just has to do with where I live, but it was the journey. And then I didn't use it that much, so I'm going to try to get through this one by the end of the year, and I think that's somewhat doable. If I get into January, I'm going to let it be, but my goal is to finish this by December 31st, and I would love to start a new book on New Year's Day, because that just feels good. But, yeah, I decorated the front of it, and I put "It's Happening to Everybody," and then I also put Ethel Cain's forehead tattoos at the top of it, and on the back, I have a little thing that says Galinda, and a sticker of my character Asteroid. Yeah, so that's it. I know a lot of you were excited to see this book. I posted a couple times about it before, and people seemed really interested in it, so that is the completed version. Yeah, I'll give you updates on this one as time goes on. I just started this one 2 days ago, so I'm still getting used to it. It feels very different from the other one, and I think it's because the thin pages. I think when I get around to buying a journal instead of using all the ones that I currently have, I'm definitely just going to buy more of the Moleskine sketchbooks. I really like them. The paper's great. This one actually handles all of the mediums that I'm using really well. I just don't like that you can see it through the back. That one has there's no ghosting in this at all. So, yeah. I also am a little emotionally attached to this one. I've been taking this with me everywhere for the last month and like a week, month and a half or so. So, I'm sad to like not take it with me places, but I know that I'll eventually latch onto this one. And then this one might even be harder to let go because it's so much bigger and it's going to spend so much more time with me, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Please talk about journals down below. You can ask me any questions. Follow me on Instagram and Tumblr. Don't follow me on TikTok because I don't post on TikTok anymore because I hate TikTok. But follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, and join my Patreon if you want to support me and my art and get some more behind the scenes sketches, journal entries, stuff like that. And get some monthly prints and little goodies sent to you. Yeah. That's all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.